gotta thank you. Have a look. Let's see. Way to go! You sure worked hard. Here's your reward. A new assignment, huh? So you'll take on this quest? you. Have a look. Let's see. Way to go! You sure worked hard. Here's your reward. A new assignment, huh? Let's see. You've made up your mind, right? Thank you. Have a look. Let's see. Aw, well, these things happen. A new assignment, huh? Let's see. You've made up your mind, right? Progress report waiting. Let's see. Way to go! You sure worked hard. Here's your reward. Until next time.
Thank you for gracing us with your presence.
Huh. I didn't expect to see you looking so pleased with yourself. Weren't your Major forces just beaten to a pulp again?
Seeing your hard work come to fruition is more than enough to bring a smile to my face.
Your plan to assault Ladzaa Fortress and success in bringing the Porpoise onto our side show great promise.
Such success must be rewarded. If there is anything I can do for you, just ask. You have until after the assault to think on it.
We don't know how this plan is going to work out until we try it. Let's win this before we start talking rewards.
You are right, of course. It is rare to hear such sound remarks from one so young. You are truly a young man of exceptional qualities. It seems the magedom has gained a powerful ally.
I concur.
Sadly, the same cannot be said of the Blades of Night's Veil, whose results have been less than stellar. Would you not agree, Crow-Killed?
I have nothing to say in my defense.
You do have my thanks for going to the aid of the First Mage Company this day past. However, by failing to prevent more losses, your reputation has been tarnished in my eyes.
I regret being unable to meet your expectations, Mage Lord.
Who would have foreseen the Blades of Night's Veil would be outdone by his company? I look forward to seeing the day you finally live up to your name.
We will not disappoint you in the coming assault of the Ladzaa Fortress, Mage Lord.
I will hold you to those words.
Now, your company and the Blades of Night's Veil should begin their preparations. If anything is required, convey your needs to Assad.
I will be monitoring the performances of both of you with interest.
Crow-Killed, this isn't...
No need to explain, Assad. That goes for you as well.
But...
We had best return, Melvis.
As you wish.
Crow-Killed.
It seems they're counting on us even more than the Blades of Night's Veil now, huh?
I don't think Crow-Killed deserved to be treated like that. But I guess we have been doing a pretty good job.
We could stop that kind of talk right now.
Huh?
You two seem to be forgetting something important.
Forgetting something?
Our enemy is the Order, not the Blades of Night's Veil.
Yeah.
You're right. I guess listening to the Mage Lord praise us, I lost sight of that.
I've been getting a little cocky myself. Oh, I get it. He's trying to stir up some rivalry between us so we get more competitive. That must be what the Mage Lord is up to.
And you both fell right into the trap. I'd better get word out to everyone.
The Blades are probably feeling the same way right now.
Yeah, I should go and clear the air with them.
You're the leader of the company, aren't you?
Huh?
What do you think you're doing here?
There's something I need to discuss.
What's to discuss? Don't think you can come gloat just because the Mage Lord has a selective memory.
There's no way we'd lose to a bunch of strays like you.
Enough.
Princess!
You're acting like a fool. And you call yourself one of the Blades of Night's Veil?
What?
My apologies. Please forgive this behavior.
No problem. I had a hunch there'd be some ill will stirring over here, and that's why I came. I'm glad that at least you and Melvis are decent enough to hear me out.
You're saying I'm not decent now, are you?
That about sums it up, yeah.
What the?
Stop it!
Listen, Roberto, just now you said there's no way you'd lose to us. Since when are we the ones you're winning or losing to? Our enemy is the Order, right?
Don't get too comfy, boy. Just because we're on the same side doesn't mean we're buddies.
That's not what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with a little healthy rivalry, if it makes us stronger. But we shouldn't be competing for a pat on the head from the Mage Lord.
What?
Huh?
But we need the Magedom's help to destroy the Order and free our homeland, Austrasia. We must prove our worth so the Magedom is on our side when the time comes.
You ought to get your priorities straight. If we keep beating the Order, you'll earn your reputation. But if we lose, it's all over. You'll never be able to free your country. We can't afford to spend time arguing with each other and worrying about what the Mage Lord thinks.
You. Princess?
Forgive me. I just haven't felt this happy since before our kingdom was invaded.
Huh?
I'm sure you are aware that the three royal wives are feuding, aren't you? That was the work of the Mage Lord.
Really? But why?
He wanted them competing to make them contribute more to the Magedom. It also served to prevent them banding together to rise against him.
You mean with us? He's...
Exactly. The Mage Lord is trying to pull the same trick with the company and us.
I had a feeling this would happen from the beginning.
But before we knew it, we were being played like puppets anyway.
Yes, the Blades have a sense of pride in being stronger than the average person. Given a worthy rival, we can't help but compete to prove our strength. What's more, we have the burden of freeing our homeland Austrasia on our minds. We were easy targets.
That stinks. I can't believe I didn't realize.
Allow me to express my gratitude once more. If you hadn't come here to put things straight, we would have been led astray by the Mage Lord. Even?
When we were protecting Citro Village, you came to our aid, remember?
Ah, yes, so we did. We wanted to show a good example to such promising warriors, but now the roles have been reversed. I can't help but marvel at how far you've come. Everyone hammer this message into your hearts. Our enemy is the Order of the One True Way. And we will crush them with the help of his company, our comrades in arms. Understood?
Understood!
Great. We'll be honored to fight by your side.
Yes, they took the gate!
Now is our chance to take back Ladzaa Fortress. Follow the company's lead.
You should be able to get back to your world through this gateway, Cougar.
Well then. Wait, I have an idea.
An idea?
Let me test it first.
What? But don't you think...
Relax, I'll be fine. Here goes nothing.
Oh dear.
Are you okay?
Huh? It's no good here either. Thought it was gonna work this time.
Oh, I see. You were testing if you could travel through to another world.
I was hoping I could go see Cougar's world for myself.
Yeah, it's too bad. It would have been nice to take you both back with me to meet Chief Dolph.
Chief Dolph, is he your king?
Yeah, that's right. He's a bit scary, but really strong, and a good king.
He sounds like one from what I've heard from you. I'd like to meet him myself. But it doesn't look like I'm getting through this gateway anytime soon. Well, I might be able to one day, and when I can, your world will be the first one I visit. You better win that war of yours before I get there, okay?
Well, I won't know how it'll go until I try, right?
Yeah.
But I'll be doing my best, of course, and once the war's over, I'll come back and visit.
Yep, it's a deal.
Take care, Cougar. Good luck back there.
Thanks. You've all been so kind to me.
Don't mention it.
Give my best to the others as well. I'll be seeing you.
Yep.
He's gone.
He'll be back soon enough, don't worry.
I guess you're right.
Haha! Good to see a friendly face.
Look who we have here! Glad you made it through!
Yeah, what's going on here?
It's the prisoners! The prisoners have come back!
Huh?
The prisoners? You mean the ones that were captured by the Order?
Yes, that's right. The prisoners are free.
But why?
They must have realized all these prisoners were holding them back more than helping them. Hey, some of them are still wounded. Get them taken care of right away. Yes, sir.
Huh.
Yeah, I know. This is about as fish as a fish pie with extra fish on the side. You don't think those Order creeps know about something bad that's gonna happen here?
I wouldn't put it past them. Most of the Magedom's military force is here right now, after all. If there was a big flood or an earthquake...
They'd be in no shape to wage a war anymore.
It's worse than that. Most of these prisoners are weak or wounded. I doubt very many of them could get away on their own, so it would be chaos.
You think that's why they let them go?
I can't say for sure, but knowing the Order, it's the sort of thing they'd stoop to.
We've got to do something. Hey, you guys! This place is in danger! Get out of here while you can!
What? This some kind of joke? I haven't heard anything about the Order being on the move.
That's not what I'm talking about! Something's about to happen here!
Well, what kind of something?
I don't know that yet.
Let me get this straight. You don't know why, but you want us to run away. Some hero, huh? The Order freeing our prisoners shows how much they fear us. This time we have the upper hand. When we begin our attack tomorrow, you better keep those cowardly comments to yourself.
Hey, wait up! You gotta believe me that we're in real danger here!
It's no good. They just won't listen.
Ugh, isn't there anyone here we can convince?
What are you doing here?
Hey, you two couldn't have picked a worse time to show up, you know.
What do you mean?
This place could be in danger. Get out, quick!
Danger?
Yeah!
I see. In that case, Lady Shyla is on her way here from the Mage City. Let's ask her for help.
Huh?
If Lady Shyla was the one giving the order to withdraw, the soldiers would have to take heed.
Crowd-killed. You mean you believe us?
Yes. The same thing happened when the city of Faramond in our homeland fell into the hands of the Order.
Seriously?
Melvis, we must hurry. We need to get word to Lady Shyla as soon as possible.
Yes, Commander.
What should we do? Yeah, it doesn't seem like Lady Shyla thinks very highly of Crowd-killed. If we ask her together, she'd be more likely to listen.
What's happening?
Oh no!
It seems most of the soldiers in the fortress were unable to escape. There were too many of them, so they ended up getting stuck at the gates. Others tried to take their wounded friends with them, but couldn't make it out in time.
The Order! They must have released the prisoners because they knew this would happen. After all, maybe they have someone like Old Doga who can sense earthquakes. Or perhaps they really can predict the future. Who knows?
They'll pay for this. Oh, sure. I know that war can get ugly. But this is something else. This time they've gone too far. The Order's gonna pay if this is how they want to wage war.
I found you at last.
Assad!
What's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost.
The Blades of Night's Vale. They've all been detained and taken back to the Mage City.
What'd you say?
Why on earth would that happen?
I don't know the details, but they are suspected of involvement in the events at Ladzaa Fortress.
You gotta be kidding me.
I know how strange this sounds, and I wish I had an explanation. In any case, we should go and find out now.
Got it.
10% of your time, please?
You're the one with Shams.
Tash, what are you doing here?
I came as an unofficial messenger from the Prince's palace. I have some news for you.
News?
Princess Crowdkilled has been moved from the Blade's outpost to the inner sanctum of the Imperial Palace.
What? What did you say?
The inner sanctum? You mean the Mage Lords?
Yes, it seems Lord Danash plans to force Princess Crowdkilled into resigning herself to her situation. In return for dropping the accusations against the Blades, he wants her to become his own.
Become his own? You mean marry him?
He'd do that? Lay false accusations against the Blades just to gain the hand of Crowdkilled?
Lord Danash is infatuated with Princess Crowdkilled, but that is not his only motive. As Assad has guessed, he wants her to take responsibility for the incident at Ladzaa Fortress. That done, he will absorb the Blades into the Magedom forces and make them his pawns to play with.
And that's why he's detained Crowdkilled? That scoundrel! I cannot allow this to happen! It would make a mockery of the vow the Blades made to recover their homeland.
That does it. This has got to be stopped. Blue, we're gonna save the Blades of Knight's Vale, then leave the Magedom.
Huh?
Don't worry. I'm not giving up our fight against the Order. We've still got to protect the village and put an end to their evil. But we're through with the Magedom. This so-called alliance has turned into nothing but a sick joke.
You're right. I'm with you. No good'll come of clinging to an alliance with the Magedom when the Blades are being treated like this.
Assad, what'll you do?
My path is clear. I'll have nothing more to do with the Magedom, ranking officer or not.
But Assad, what about all the soldiers fighting under your command?
I must leave without telling them. This is a burden I shall bear alone. I don't want them involved.
I see.
Great. It's decided then.
I am pleased you all feel that way. Now I am able to pass on my message from Prince Shams.
Huh?
When you leave the Magedom, he would like you to take Princess Manaril with you.
A princess?
You mean the Crown Prince knew we were gonna leave the Magedom?
He believed you would not stand for the tactics the Magedom is employing.
He's right. I don't mind helping that girl. I wanted to help her myself, in fact. The last time I went there, you stopped me, remember?
This is true. However, if it is not done now, Princess Manaril may never have another chance for freedom.
All right, then. I accept Sham's request.
Many thanks.
So we have 2 princesses to save. Well, we'll have to act quick, before they figure out what we're up to. We don't have much time, so I think we're gonna have to split up into 2 groups. Are you ready to give this a shot?
she is.
Who are you?
Don't worry. Your brother sent us to help you.
My brother?
Look exhausted. They've got to be really pushing you to the limit reading that book. Manaro, we've got to go.
But what about...
Look, I'm getting you out of here, okay? I don't care if you think I'm abducting you or what. If you've got a complaint, make it later.
But...
No buts. Leave this to me. Illusions? Haven't we seen something like this before?
What do we have here? Thieves?
Who are you?
So, you were nothing but barbarians after all.
You!
Mother.
Give me the chronicle.
What?
There was a book in the room where that child was sleeping. You came to steal it, did you not? Give it back to me.
We're no thieves. I came to rescue this girl. Well, to be honest, I didn't even see that there was a book back there. What are you doing worrying about a book over your daughter anyway? You call yourself a mother?
If I asked you to return my daughter, would you? Well then, do as you please.
Mother!
What did you say?
It was time to look for a new reader in any case. The child will not live much longer.
How can you say that to your own daughter?
I'm merely stating a fact.
So you just want us out of the way, huh?
As I said, do as you please.
Alright, we will then. Come on, Manuel.
Farewell. Mother.
Yes, Manuel will not be long for this earth. If she were to stay here,
You? And Manaril?
Shams!
What are you doing here? I thought I asked you to take Manaril away from the Mage City.
That's what I'm gonna do, so... You wanna come too? We can all get out of here.
Huh?
You know all about what's going on here, right? You shouldn't have to put up with it.
Thank you. I never dreamed you would ask me such a thing. But I'm afraid I cannot go with you.
Shams!
Why not?
I am the Crown Prince, heir to the Magedom. If I join you, the Magedom forces will pursue you until the ends of the earth.
So what? Let him chase us.
I also have a task to complete here. I must make this a realm that Princess Crowdkill can visit without concern for her safety. A realm that Manaril can come back to one day and live in peace.
Shams.
This is an almost impossible task. If my father or mother heard me say this, they would laugh in scorn. But I'll never know unless I try. Do you understand?
Yeah, I do.
So for now, this is goodbye. Manaril, please forgive me for not keeping you safe here.
No, Shams. Don't blame yourself for what has happened to me.
He is a strong man, and he has a kind heart. You will be safe with him.
I guess I am pretty strong.
Prince, you had best leave quickly, as the Mage Lord will be on the move soon.
Yes. I entrust my sister to your care. Please, look after her.
Of course. You can count on me.
Manaril, I promise to come for you. Take care until then.
I will, Shams.
Over here.
You took your time.
Did everyone make it?
All present and accounted for.
Great. Let's go. Wait. Huh?
We've been surrounded. What?
My compliments, everyone. You have put on quite a performance.
The Mage Lord.
Lady Shyla, too.
What have we here? I knew he was a gutsy lad, but who'd have thought he'd go this far?
Indeed. I had anticipated he would rescue the Blades of Knight's Vale. But to flee with the captain from my mage company, and my daughter as well, this is unexpected.
Father!
Are you telling me you planned all this from the beginning?
Some, maybe. Not all.
The Blades and I were nothing but bait?
My desire to wed you is no fabrication. It is not too late to change your mind. If you are willing, we could forget this even happened, huh?
I must respectfully refuse your kind offer.
I had a feeling you would. As you well know, the Magedom has suffered heavy losses in our fight against the Order. To overcome this crisis and continue our struggle, I have need of a hero. A hero who can do more than simply swing a sword. One with spirit, resourcefulness, and leadership. I believe that you are the hero I am seeking.
Me?
Indeed. You may think of all this as a stage I have constructed to test your capabilities. I ask you again, will you stand at the head of the Magedom of Janam and fight with us against the Order? You may keep the company as your personal guard, and you will also command our elite. I know you have the quality to become a great general, equal in status to Shyla here. What say you? Surely this is an opportunity you cannot refuse, hmm? I see. And why is that?
Because you'd try to twist me around your finger so you can have everything just the way you want. You might think you're hot stuff, but when it comes down to it, you're no different than the Order.
What?
A future the way you want it and a future that's already determined, they both sound the same to me. So, long story short, we won't be needing your help to fight the Order anymore.
Very well. However, please know that I simply act as a ruler must act. I paint a better future, and realize it by motivating the people. Without this, our magedom would crumble. But it seems there is no way for me to convince you. This is a great pity. Shyla.
Understood. You are now branded traitors of the Magedom. Your deaths will be naught but your own responsibility. Oh, and Manaril, do not fret, as your life will be spared. After all, you have your reading to return to, and death will come to you there soon enough.
You evil!
Lady Shyla, this poor attempt at a threat discredits you. You should step down while you still can.
How dare you!
My lord, no, Danash. You have seen that this young warrior has the making of a hero in him. I must congratulate you on your perceptiveness. You should therefore know that such threats are of no use against him, and that goes for us as well.
Well put. Traitors, you say? Our deaths will be our own responsibility? We've already made our decision. That's why we stand here before you.
Me too. I'm sorry, Father. I'm going with these people.
Thanks, guys.
Huh. Quite a feat to inspire such words from Manaril, when she seldom speaks to anyone but Lizlan. Such a waste. Truly a waste of talent. There is no going back now.
Guards, take them into custody. If they resist, you may kill all but Manaril.
Yes, Lordship!
Ha! Now this is getting interesting.
It seems you have forgotten the power of the Blades of Night's Veil. Time for a reminder.
Come and get it! My gods! You are monsters! Out of the way! We're coming through!
I don't understand. Don't you realize if you struck me down now, the magedom would be yours?
You can keep your lousy magedom.
Stop your insolence. To fight an enemy as powerful as the Order, you must have organization and strength. In that, our magedom is second to none. Do you really believe you can defeat the Order without us?
Well, I won't know until I give it a try. Be seeing ya. Sorry I had to cut our visit short.
A shame it had to end this way. I am grateful you took us in after we lost our homeland.
Lady Shyla, I do not regret my service under you. Thank you.
Father, Shyla, I will be back.
My lord.
Your lordship, Lady Shyla, are you both safe and well?
Where have you been? You are late.
Sorry, my lady. Please forgive me. The pursuit party is ready to leave. We can set off immediately. What will you have us do?
That won't be necessary. Back to the Mage City.
Huh?
Did you not hear me?
Yes, lordship. We will move out at once.
They've really gone.
Assad, may luck be on your side.
It looks as if their company has broken away from the magedom of Janam.
What happened to the chronicle that was in El-Qaral?
It does not appear that it has been taken out of the Arcane Academy.
Oh, really? I would have thought they would have taken the chance to snatch it away. Sometimes people are harder to understand than the mysteries of fate itself.
Yes.
I haven't the time to deal with the Magedom Chronicle, and we're too late for the 8th Chronicle.
I'm sorry. I can offer no excuse.
The Night World is imminent. We can only pray that it will not bring with it past tragedies. Not that a prayer would have any meaning. It seems I too have far yet to go.